make you nervous. A tragedy, I'm a beautiful disaster. A reckoning, you wonder how I got this way.
Hey guys, how is everybody doing? I know that I've been bombarding you with videos about my deportation from France, and you're probably fed up and you're like, where's all the Harry and Meghan content? And I completely understand for Sussex Squad that, that's why you subscribe to my channel and I'm like boring you with all this stuff. But it's kind of like, I don't know how to explain, but I held this in for going on 5 months where I was the only one who knew what was going on. And of course, my family back in America. And I had no desire to talk about it at all. But after I submitted my final brief to the court and the hearing was held, I just suddenly felt the urge to talk and talk and talk and talk and to explain my position and explain myself. And of course, the only outlet I have is my YouTube channel, And so, I mean, these are all pictures of my room back in America. That's in my parents' house. It's not my home. It's, my parents' house. So as a 57-year-old woman, I don't know what's going to happen because, that life is no longer, mine. But anyway, I don't know what's going to happen when I go back to America, if that's what happens. But I was just reminiscing of my old room. It's not bad. It was not a bad life. I mean, it was a beautiful life in its own way as well. That was me. You see me in Russia. That's me in Russia, you guys. I went to on a cruise. Anyway, listen. What did I want to talk to you about today? Well, I have a new article over on my Substack. It's called France Has Deported Me for Being Too Poor, but France has not provided any information about my Social Security contributions made over 13 years. And the subtitle is Why I Need a Clear Written Explanation in English and French about my rights to my contributions made to the French Social Security system. So I'm not going to read the whole article. If you want to read the whole article, you can come over to my Substack. I'll leave a link in this video, but I'll just read because it's going to be too long, okay? So after 13 years of living legally and working in France, paying thousands of euros in social charges, I have been expelled solely because of insufficient income. While the French government and the prefecture of Boulogne have been very clear about my obligation to leave France immediately, I got a 30-day notice, the one thing it has not explained is what happens to the retirement contributions I have paid into the system for over a decade. Despite international laws requiring transparent and understandable legal communication for non-native speakers, I have received no official information on how I can claim my Social Security contributions. Keep in mind that I'm 57 years old. Why is my right to this money left to rumors and speculation and people leaving comments on my YouTube channel instead of being clearly provided in my deportation order from the prefecture of Boulogne? Here's why France, in my opinion, is legally obligated to give me this information in a language I understand, which is English. The European Convention on Human Rights, the ECHR, Article 6, provides for the right to a fair process. The ECHR guarantees procedural fairness, which includes the right to understand legal decisions affecting a person's life, especially in expulsion cases. And there's a bunch of key case law that I have cited You'll have to read that on Substack. France has provided me with no clear explanation of what will happen to my contributions. I have been given 30 days to leave, have been informed that I am banned from returning to France for a full year, and implicitly, this could also mean that I am banned from entering the other 22 countries in the Schengen area. And I have been told that it is because of my inferior revenues that is the basis of this deportation. However, I have been left to rely on speculation from strangers online about what happens to my retirement contributions instead of receiving an official legal statement from the Prefecture of Boulogne. Would this happen to a French citizen? No. A French worker always knows how to access their retirement benefits. Yet as a foreigner, I am given no written guarantee of my right to recover what I have paid into the system, even though I'm being deported. I'm being asked to trust that somehow this system that has tossed me out for being too poor will act in good faith when I am old and when I am feeble and when I'm unable to fight back, and provide me with information about how to access my retirement benefits then. Forgive me if I find this scenario unacceptable. Point 2. The International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, Article 14, Section 3, the right to translation in legal matters. The ICCPR guarantees that individuals have the right to understand legal proceedings affecting their rights. What does it say? It says, all persons shall be equal before the courts and tribunals in the determination of any criminal charge or rights and obligations in a suit at law. Everyone shall be entitled to the following minimum guarantees: the right to have free assistance of an interpreter if he cannot understand or speak the language used in court. Why does this matter in my case? My deportation order was in French, and I had to, frankly, just between you and me, use Google Translate to figure it all out, okay? And it outlined my obligation to leave, but failed to explain my rights to my Social Security contributions. I should not have to guess or fight for years to reclaim my retirement money from France. France has an obligation to provide a clear, signed, official document in both French and English explaining how much I have contributed, the amount I am entitled to, the earliest date I can claim it, the exact procedure and agency responsible. This needs to be provided to me before I am deported from France. Point 3. EU Directive 2010/64/EU, right to interpretation and translation in legal matters. The EU requires that individuals facing legal proceedings receive essential documents in a language they understand. What it says, even though this directive mainly applies to criminal cases, which is not my case, I am being expelled because I'm too poor, the principle of procedural fairness applies to expulsion cases as well. The European Court of Justice has ruled that expulsion decisions affecting fundamental rights must be clearly explained to the affected individual. You guys, I'm going to have to stop here because I don't think I'll have enough space on this. Maybe I can try quickly to do a little bit more. I have no written confirmation of how I can claim my retirement money. I have no guarantee that France will honor its obligation under the France-US Social Security Agreement when I retire.
I make you nervous, a tragedy, I'm a beautiful disaster, a reckoning, you wonder how I got this way.